Flair, bro, welcome to the dungeon.
Glad to be here, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
This is the first time I call it the dungeon. I don't know if I'm gonna call it the dungeon.
Nah, you just said the dungeon, and I thought that's what this. I mean, the way you said it, I thought that's what you. It is really called.
It just came out so smooth.
Yeah, it did. I'm glad to be in the dungeon, and I'm glad to be the first person to be here and it be referred to as the dungeon. So
I feel like you're the only person who, in the history of the planet, who has ever said, "I'm glad to be in the dungeon."
Yo, facts.
Like in general, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no facts. I mean, if it's a good dungeon, like if you could like dungeon, really, if you think about it, just means like underground, right? Something underground. It's good things
dungeon.
underground.
If it's like, hey, yo, it's one of those good dungeons.
It's a good dungeon. I mean,
God, bro. Hey, you gotta tell the. No, actually, no, I can't say that. I was gonna say you gotta tell the people what you said when I told you what seat you're sitting in, but I feel like that's not camera appropriate.
Nah.
Especially with my face shaped like this, bro.
Yeah.
This was a mistake.
Nah, I'm saying, and they have to zoom in on your face too after.
How you been, bro?
I've been good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Everything's been good, man.
We just dropped the tape, everything in my favor.
Yeah, we did, and I'm very happy and appreciative and thankful to do that.
I'm grateful that you were willing to work with someone like me who wears cowboy hats and ponchos and all that shit.
Hey man, you can wear what you want. You could be green. You could be purple. It don't matter, bro. Like if you're a cool person and respectful, it doesn't matter. You're just being yourself. So I mean,
I appreciate.
You ain't even got to put that down. You know what I'm saying? That's you.
See, and I appreciate that you said that. The reason I wanted to have this conversation, to me, what we're gonna do on this episode, it's not really like an interview of you, interview of me.
Yeah.
It's really a conversation about legacy, but also about the past.
Yeah.
How we got to this point.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I brought up the whole clothing argument is I put up a post on my Instagram the other day. It was a quote that I literally got told by somebody.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, right now, never to my face, but behind the scenes right now, there are people who are like, bro just dresses crazy for attention.
Yeah.
The exact phrase was, man, I appreciate you because, like, you ain't got to dress crazy, like, wear all this crazy shit. Like, you just know who you are. So there's an assumption that I don't know who I am because of the way that I dress. And one of the things I wanted to start with is, have you ever faced something in your life where people look at you like they think one way about you?
Yeah.
But it's totally not the way that you are.
I think, anybody that doesn't truly know you. Yeah. I got a lot of people probably that look at me and might think different things until I open my mouth. If you see me like in public or in the gym or wherever, my face is normally just kind of I'm kind of like that. I'm smiling a little bit. I'm kind of to myself a little bit. So
right.
From a distance, looking at somebody without actually dissecting them and getting to know them, it's easy to create a perception of that person.
Right.
And stick with that.
What would you say? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I would say it's just, people just stick with that perception and kind of run with that. And then, if depending on if you're in their circle or around their circle or know people within the circle, you'll probably be brought up in a room and then that person will speak out their perception of you. And, we do live in a followers world. So somebody in a room that might think differently probably won't speak up. They'll probably just follow.
That's
and
real.
Also, say something or whatever the case is. So,
yeah, we finished the Legacy music video.
Yeah.
And on our walk back from the ferry,
yeah,
you said something to me that always stuck out about witches. And I repeat this conversation to so many people in my life now. You say it better than me, but I'm gonna paraphrase for you, for the audience. You said, bro, people fear what they don't understand, to the point where back in the day, if you were different, they used to call you a witch and they would burn you alive, bro.
Yeah.
So imagine you hey, look, I know how to juggle, and they're like, death. They gotta die.
That's what I'm saying. It's, I hate to use the word like cheap mentality type of thing, but anything that's not the norm, anything that's a little different, people are gonna be probably more negative towards it than positive at first. People will normally get around it once other people. So somebody else has to approve it first. Somebody else has to approve it third. Somebody else has to approve it fourth. Then that's when more and more people put eyes towards whatever it is. You know, it could be anything. More people put eyes towards it and appreciate something different.
So, you know what? I've always wondered, and I'm curious what your opinion is, because I agree with that point.
Yeah.
Do you feel like people deep down have always liked something and they're just too afraid to admit it, so they wait for other people? Or do you feel like they had no idea that they liked it and then everyone else convinced them to?
I 100% agree with that. I think a lot of people deep down have deep passions, things that they love, things that they want to do, but will not do it because of fear of public criticism. I just like think about, what would you do if you were in the happiest place that you want to be, if no cameras were around and nobody was there to judge you? How would you talk? How would you dress? How would you walk? How would you dance? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I think it's just a massive fear of public perception in our digital era nowadays, you know, with the phones and social media trying to dictate what's cool and what's not.
Right.
I think deep down, if you take all that away, a lot of people would be really different and, you know, just more expressive. People are kind of scared to express themselves, you know, so I think that's the detrimental side of it.
Right. I think, you know, it's funny. I talk about haters
Yeah.
in my content. I actually think that there's less percentage of haters than they present themselves as.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for every 10 haters, I think 2 of them actually hate something.
Yeah.
Whereas the other 8 are like, I'm just saying I hate this because I kind of wish I was brave enough to try it.
Yeah.
But I can't try it.
Yeah,
What do you think?
You know, a natural, true hater, that somebody that actually genuinely does not like something, then all you can do is respect it and move on. But a lot of people, like you said, are not. It's just, it's not popular.
Right.
Things that aren't popular, it's just like being in high school, middle school, whatever the case is, things that aren't popular are not going to gravitate towards, or they're not going to put themselves out there into stating that they like it, or whatever the case is, again, out of fear, out of the ridicule that might come with it, rather than just being comfortable in their skin. And, you know, it's easier said than done. A lot of, you know, as humans, it's kind of, I guess, how we're wired right now.
Right. No, I agree with that. But before I get crazy, because I'm gonna share something that you think is insane to hate. Right?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you: have you ever been a hater? Like, have you ever experienced being a hater in your life?
Everybody's been a hater, of course, bro. There's nobody in this earth can sit here and say they haven't hated on something.
Oh, I mean, yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, of course. I had to do a lot of. You know, I wasn't like a massive hater. I like to try to just operate off love. And if it's something I don't like, I just won't fool with it. I'll just keep distance.
Right.
You know, I don't like to hate in rooms. You know, anytime I've been a hater, it's just been me to myself personally, like hating on the inside. Not hating myself, but if I see something mentally, I'm a hate, but I'm not
that's
gonna
stupid.
you know, I'm not gonna project it and gather up a rally of people or herd and get us all to hate on this one thing.
That's that corny shit I don't like.
Yeah, that's corny as hell. I'm not gonna lie. But of course, bro, like everybody naturally, when you see something that's different, or when you, I don't know, when you're not fond of something, you're naturally gonna have a hating thought first. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how would you say, because you said everyone's had a hating point in their life, right?
Yeah.
How would you say you got over that point in your life?
Realizing that the most mature way to operate in life is out of love. Hating is the easiest thing that any human can do. Loving is the hardest. It's like the top of the chain of like discipline and everything, just operating out of love. Love always wins, always, over anything.
You think love is like is harder to do than hate?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You have to rewire yourself to love over, like, just in life. Love your life, love yourself, love what's around you. Just it's a different perception that you have to kind of have. It's really easy, you know, with a lot of things that we see and things that we do and who people are around, to have negative thoughts and things towards other stuff.
Right. It's funny because I see that perspective. I actually think the opposite. Like, from the day that you're born, you don't know what hate is.
Yeah.
You only cry for the things that you need, aka the things that you love, right? You need food.
Yeah.
As a baby, you cry for it, right?
Yep.
You're not saying, hey, don't give me that. You don't know to say that. You have to be taught the things that you don't like, right? So to me, I mean, I don't have my phone on me, otherwise we'd look it up. But I feel like it's actually a lot harder. You have to go out of your way to hate something. The reason I think it's easy for people to hate something is because it's easier to speak on, right? It's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy for all of us. Like, I'm not getting political here, but it's easy if you're in a blue state to say, I hate Trump, right? If you're in a red state, it's easy to say, I hate Kamala, right? Now, it's harder to say, I love Trump if you're in a blue state. It's harder to say, I love Kamala if you're in a red state.
Right.
Again, that was the first example that came to my mind.
Yeah.
But if that, what I feel like it's somewhere in the middle. I'm going to give you an example real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The blasphemous thing, because everyone thinks I'm a pick me when I say this shit.
You're about to say
I hate In-N-Out. I hate In-N-Out, bro. I can't stand it.
So you are a natural In-N-Out hater.
I'm a natural In-N-Out hater. And I wouldn't say natural. It was...
Something happened for you to hate In-N-Out.
Right. It was one day I had a time clock to get back to school.
Mm-hmm.
I was in high school. And they're like, hey, you guys want some fast food? They're like, let's go get In-N-Out. And... bro, you know the In-N-Out in Tracy.
Yeah.
It's right next to a McDonald's.
Yep.
I always went to the McDonald's. I'm like, you know what? I've never tried In-N-Out. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
Bro, we waited like 30 minutes in that bitch. Like,
sounds about right.
And to me, I'm like, bro, what was fast about this? And to be honest with you, the way I get my burgers, bro, I like it medium rare. I like bacon. I like mushrooms. And like, I can't get none of that at In-N-Out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I waited 30 minutes for, it was a decent price. I'll give them that.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're friendly people. But the burger's just all right, bro. Like, it's not even all that.
Have you eaten there since?
Yeah, a couple times.
Okay.
Couple times. But I do not, I only do it because I don't want to be that one person in the car where everyone's like, hey, what y'all trying to eat? And I'm in the back seat.
Oh, so it's like if it just, like if you're with somebody, whoever, like, we're going In-N-Out, you'd be like, all right.
Yeah. I'm going to let them know that I'm not happy about it. But I'm
speak out. Yeah.
I'm not fucking 10 where I'm like, no, I want Jack in the Box.
I mean, I feel like most people's, like a lot of hate towards stuff comes from an experience.
Right.
And you kind of what you just said, like, to be honest, first impression is everything.
Yeah.
Everything in life, first impression can never be broken. You know, that's the first thing that you see of something or somebody.
Right.
Once that's broken, it kind of skews your thought forever. Even if after the first impression, it could be made up for.
Yeah.
You know, you could have gone In-N-Out 3 times after that, and it was the best experience ever. You know, the food might
won't admit it.
The food might be mediocre to you, you know, and that's fine. But I think, you know, a lot of hate does stem from certain instances or something happening, or, you know, kind of an expectation of something that wasn't met.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you probably heard the hype of it, and you think it's fast food. Oh, it's fast food. Get it fast, In-N-Out. You know, it's
literally called it In-N-Out.
Yeah. So I think, you know, I would challenge you on just, you know, not keeping extremely high expectations towards stuff, because it just leads to a really bad letdown and on a lot of things. Not just In-N-Out, you know, but just anything. It just, you don't want to set yourself up for a letdown.
Right.
You know, that hurts a lot more than exceeding an expectation.
I love that you challenged me to not have that expectation, because I do think that's something I struggle with in my life. What has been your most recent biggest letdown? Something that really stuck with you. If you could talk about it. If you can't talk about it, you can't talk about it.
I'm trying to think of what I could
you could actually share.
That I could share, you know, publicly. I'll say just I've let myself down a few times.
Okay.
I'm always working on just my overall discipline of, you know, what time do I wake up? Am I working out every day? You know, with other stuff outside of, like, with music, you know, just everything, to be honest with you, just trying to stay disciplined. And I let myself down when I fall off track of that. You know, I mentioned a lot of times I write in a journal at night. You know, I meditate every night. I saw some that you just meditated too. I did this
morning. Yeah,
I didn't want to talk about that, but My biggest letdowns is always when I fall off track of the things I want to be disciplined on. I won't get, fully into what all those things entails a lot.
That's fair.
That's when I let myself down. I think letdowns are easy if it's somebody else. I think the hardest pill to swallow is when you let yourself down. You got to look yourself in the mirror every day. You got to wake up every day, So I definitely, just, I guess, falling off track. It's happened a few times this year within the last 2 years.
Right.
I'll go through a bad spill a month or two, and then it kind of domino affects the rest of your life. Domino affects people around you.
It's so easy.
Your attitude is different. And then once you get out of that, then, like you said, you're kind of just slipping, and it gets worse and worse by the day. It's so much harder to just climb back out of it. So
that's so hard. It's so hard to, like you said, climb out of it, but it's so easy to fall into it.
Extremely easy. We got so much temptation in this world, and then with our phones and it's like everything is everywhere. Like everything's accessible. Mm-hmm. Like I think more than ever, our human race requires a massive amount of self-control.
Yeah,
that most people don't have.
A lot of people don't have.
And I'm not sitting here saying, I'm a saint, because, there's times where, the self-control stuff with anything, whatever your discipline is, if you don't want to eat a certain food, if you don't want to drink, if you're somebody that's like, I don't want to smoke, or whatever the case is, it's tough to keep that self-discipline, self-accountability. So
I think that self-awareness is also something I would add to that.
Yeah.
So when I say self-awareness, one of the biggest things that I had to work on when I got sober was facing the truth.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's really me who's doing this. It's not this person's fault. Yes, this person did this to you, but you're the one who carried the torch.
Yeah.
So when you talk about, and we don't have to get specifics of details, but when you talk about that you slip, if you look at self-awareness, is there like a common denominator behind the slip? Like, is it an emotion that you feel and then you start to give yourself excuses, or like, what is like the common denominator?
Yeah, when you feel yourself slipping, when it's coming. Right. I think one thing that I learned, though, is we're never going to be perfect. I guess the main common denominator is just moving the needle. Like if I say, for example, I want to be up at 6 a.m. every day, I got to be like out to bed. I try and go to sleep by 9:30 on the weekdays. That's like my bedtime, 9:30, 10 p.m.-ish.
Right.
And like, if I say, hey, I want to be out of the bed at 6, and then the next day it's 5:50 something, like I got to get up. And then 6:30 hits and you're like, okay, whatever. Today I'll just get out at 6:30.
Right.
The next day you're not, like, if you do it the next day, once you do it twice in a row, then you're slipping. And then it domino affects everything else. So now I'm behind on my morning. Now my whole day is a little behind. Now I might not be able to do the things I want, time crunch stuff, like, things like that. So I think, I guess that's how I know I'm slipping.
Right.
I guess,
But eventually, everything works for you in your favor.
Yeah, it always will. It always will. You can't run away from the slips. You got to face it head on. That's where the growth comes from. Nobody's perfect. We're all going to slip.
Right.
It's impossible to be disciplined 365 days a year.
It's funny, man. It's
literally impossible.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I saw a graph the other day. It's like what people think discipline looks like, and it's like a straight line, right?
Yeah.
But what it actually is it's like a little bit of something every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything works for me in my favor.
Yes, sir.
I like that we shortened it to everything in my favor.
Yeah.
But when you explain to me what the concept means to you, that you write that down in your journal every night.
Yeah.
I started thinking about how we got to this point in our lives. And obviously I haven't lived your life for you. You haven't lived my life for me. But it's so crazy, man. Have you ever been so hungover that like you really, really appreciate water?
How you could have started a sentence with, have you ever been so hungover? I said, probably. But, yes.
Like you've never known how good water was until you've like really needed that shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when I think about everything working for us in our favor, I'm talking about the moments that you slip.
Yeah.
You eventually go back to a path that you were on before, but you appreciate more.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everything works for me in my favor. Every downfall, every slip, every person that talks behind my back, everything landed me where I was supposed to be at. Do you believe in, I don't want to say free will, but do you believe that your life is written for you? Or do you feel like you are the writer of your life?
A little bit of both. I think, we definitely have free will. Going back to that word, every human has free will. If you think about it, we can literally do anything we want right now. Obviously, we have human law and spiritual law to keep in account, but at the end of the day, it's weird that there's, 8 billion people on this earth, and we're not, none of us are using our actual free will that we actually have on this earth.
That's real.
Something I think about a lot. We're kind of, conforming to whatever we've created, but also it keeps law and order.
Isn't it crazy that you said 8 billion people on the planet, and most of the people I know brag about, I don't want to say brag, but are very cautious about who they have in their circle.
Yeah.
8 billion people, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know that you can't even, I forget how long it would take to count to 1 million, but it would take, I think, like years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I can't do the math in my head. I almost tried to.
But the point I'm getting at is 8 billion is a lot for a lot of people to say, yeah, I got 3 friends.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like it's hard for people to, I don't want to say make friends, but expand their circle?
I think they're not getting out their comfort zone. You're comfortable with who you're around. I was fortunate to leave California. Well, I love California. I say fortunate, but to get my education in Alaska, and I lived out there for 5 years, and I was extremely uncomfortable coming from California. Then I lived in Atlanta for a little bit and came back to California, and throughout that time, I met so many people, so many different walks of life, people with different points of view on everything. You learn just a bunch of information, a lot about other people, cultures, the way of lives in different parts of the country. And then when you travel out the country, you meet even more people to where you've built a network that's worldwide. So that's something like I just encourage people to get out their comfort zone. Talk to somebody. Just go out and talk. I like to talk. If anybody ever sees me in public, I'll talk for hours. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I think it's a comfort zone thing. I think a lot of people, I hate talking to people and they're like, oh, I've never left the town or I'm in or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like,
there's that word again, hate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, see? But yeah, I think it's very, very important to grow as a person by getting out of your comfort zone and just experiencing different people and the way different people think. It helps you understand things a lot more.
I love that you said that, because if I could expose something about you that you shared with me, you were telling me about, for the rollout of this album, you have not put yourself out there musically before this album. Yeah. Right? So talking about, actually real quick, do you mind moving the microphone just a little bit closer to your face?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So talking about comfort zones, right? You are an exceptional MC. Like,
appreciate that.
You're unique. You talk about things that you go through and you make them in a relatable way. When I think about the project, I think that we balance each other out. Like, I try to be a lot more fun. I tried different melodies that I probably wouldn't have tried on my own, but you have a way with words that like sticks out. Like if someone were to say, name one line off the tape right now, Faded in the Mission, think about my like that's the first thing that comes to my mind, right? Yeah. And that, to me, when I watch you record, you're so natural with it, right? But it was interesting for you to say, man, like, you're getting me out of my comfort zone posting content. Like, walk me through that experience. Like, what is that like for you with the content?
Everything, I think about just going through life, and making music is what I've always loved to do. I've always wrote poems, raps my entire life, literally my whole life. Mm-hmm. And it's just not anything I ever really told anybody. You know, it's kind of on the side. And then when I was in college and I met Trayvon, shout out Trayvon. When I met Trey, he was, you know, recording stuff. He had stuff on SoundCloud and all that. You know, we went to school together. And then we just started recording from there. And then already, bro, in Alaska, we made probably 25 songs that will probably never see the light of day. I still got it on my phone.
And why not? Real quick,
they're just recorded on like an iPhone. It's bad quality. Yeah. That's why. But I think it just got to the point to where, you know, I'm seeing a lot of other people around me, you know, put themselves out there, and I don't know why. I think that was like the one thing that I was kind of like insecure about, because I do care about what I rap. You know what I mean? I genuinely care. I'm not just saying anything. I guess some songs I am, but like, it's like therapy for me, I guess.
Right.
And so you don't want to face ridicule towards something that you really like doing, because, you know, I don't know. But shout out you for sure. Shout out Jordan Kyle. He got me like recording. He's the one that records me every time, and like got me just comfortable with rapping. He taught me like how to just have fun with it, I guess, and, you know, just put myself out there, and pushed me like crazy, always pushing me to just put it out. And the same thing with you with this rollout. Like, you're somebody who definitely puts themselves out there. And I just don't want to be 60, 70 years old, whatever, 80 years old, laying down and wondering why didn't I do certain things. Because at the end of the day, we all have free will. We're only here for a short time, not a long time. You know what I mean? So you might as well do what you want to do.
Right.
Just do it. Like, that's literally the point I'm at right now in my brain. I do that with every other aspect of life except for my music. And so this is the time where, like, I'm just going to do it. And I really don't care if somebody's going to judge it or whatever. I genuinely just don't care.
Right. It's funny you said when you're 60 years old, like, you don't want to look back in your life like, why didn't I try? That's legacy to me. Yeah. Right? Think about it like this, bro. The way I think about it is, and let me know if you disagree with this or agree with it. People are afraid to try something because they have this voice in the back of their head that sounds a lot like the first person who ever put them down. For a lot of people in the world, it could be a father figure where it's like, hey, why would you try that? That's stupid. For me, the voice in the back of my head is this kid I'll never forget. His name was Aaron. 3rd grade, I was hooping, bro. Believe it or not. For a long time, I was actually the tallest of my friend group.
Yeah.
Until fucking 8th grade. But that's a story for another time. And I had the ugliest jumper you've ever seen in your life, bro. But it went in every time.
Hey, if it goes in, it goes in.
I didn't know that at the time. I had one guy who said, you shoot weird. And I'm in 3rd grade. And it'd be one thing if he said it, but like everyone around him laughed. And in every recess, they would say the same thing. So instead of me standing, now it's 3rd grade, but instead of me like standing on 10, I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. So there's that little voice in the back of I can't even tell you what that person looks like.
Yeah.
Or what their voice sounds like today. But there's that voice in the back of my head like, man, if I post this freestyle, 4 people are going to look at it. If I post this interview, 12 people are going to look at it.
Yeah.
But like when I collab with him, like 40 people look at it. 20 people comment on it. Man, people don't like me. People don't like me.
Yeah.
But then I realize the same thing you said. When I'm 60 years old and I have X amount of kids, are they going to look at their father like my father was a coward who cared what other people think? Or, yeah, my father might have failed or he might have succeeded because he only cared about what he thought.
Yeah.
He only cared about his product being good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about the idea of fear in terms of your legacy?
Fear holds a lot of people back. Fear will always be there. Everything is scary in life.
Everything is scary.
Everything is. You get in a car, you don't know if that's to be your last time driving. If you sitting here, you never know. Everything's risky. You know what I mean? In different aspects. Chasing something good is risky. Chasing something bad is risky. There's a risk factor in everything we do in life. And, leaning into the fear helps you, helps your mind and your brain kind of reprogram into just jumping in the fire. You know, the saying of jump off the cliff and learn how to fly before you hit the ground.
Right.
That's like a leap of faith. And that's kind of what I'm getting to, where I just want to jump and learn how to fly. I've done that with a lot of other aspects in my life. I've made a lot of sacrifices with stuff to get to, certain points in my life. But that's kind of how I am with the music. I think fear is going to does hold a lot of people back, including myself. That's why I waited this long to even put myself out there. You know what I mean? Fear is a good thing, though. Fear shows that you still have emotion. It shows that you want to be better. Whether you're scared or not, you have a thought of being better as a human, which you should always want to progress in whatever aspect it is. And, I just think turning the perception of fear into a good thing. Right. And lean into it and realize that most of the fear is just a facade.
I don't know if I can trust somebody who doesn't feel fear. You ever I can respect people who are like, I feel no fear. Mm-hmm. But fear to me means you care about something. Yeah. Right? Like if you're, you're staying the night at a friend's house. Yeah. And someone breaks through and you feel like a fear. Yeah. You care about your life or you care about something in the house. Right? Like that's fear. If you I feel no fear, it's like, then you don't care. You don't care who lives and dies. You don't care if you live or die. Right? So fear is important. What I want to do right now, man, speaking of the music, we have 6 songs total on the track, on the playlist. So I'm going to name a title of the song. Yeah. And I want us to ask each other, not about the song itself, but what the overall theme means to them. Yeah. And then we're going to end with the title, Everything in My Favor. Yep. So let's start with the first track, intro, Unleashed. I'm going to ask you, when you think about unleashed, the word, what does that mean to you in your life?
The reason why I like that song definitely was more probably I'll say the most emotional one out of all of them for the lyrics on the song. A lot of that stuff, I wrote that at a time where I just felt like I'm unleashed in life in general. Like it's time to just unleash myself.
Like you're free.
Free. Yeah, free for sure. I won't get into the full details, but it's just more of knowing who I am, knowing, what I want and don't want in life. And realizing, that's why I said back to a beast, standing on shit. Let me lift up my feet. Like I'm back to a beast, I'm back unleashed. I feel like I'm back to the person that I'm meant to be, the person that I want to be, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's where that came from.
Do you feel like it took pain to free you?
Pain's an understatement. Yeah. A lot of pain for sure.
That's deep.
Yeah, definitely. But it's helped me become a better person for sure. But yeah, 100%.
I appreciate that you shared, even though you didn't share the details, I appreciate that you shared that was one of your most powerful performances, because I agree there. Like you went for a minute 13, minute 30 straight, bro. Like to me, I didn't even feel like, man, I want to match this. I'm like, dude, let me just compliment it and we'll end it out there. Yeah. For me, Unleashed, the question I asked you about pain is the way I feel about it. There's a line on there where I say, my diss track and slap it on repeat. Is he mad?
Yes, indeed.
No, I got him on Indeed. I'm so back in my bag. He bagged my groceries. Yeah. It hurts, man. Like I spent a lot of my life growing up around family, Yeah. And when I went to college, I traded those memories for people I call my friends, and they were my friends, Yeah. But unfortunately, I pushed people away because I was an alcoholic. I only cared about myself. I was not good with social etiquette, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was a bad person, but I definitely didn't know how to act. Yeah, I didn't know how to handle my liquor, and I can understand why people wouldn't want to be around me. But people went beyond that. Some people that I call my close friends that I've named on a track, like, yo, I love this person. This is my boy right here. Yeah. You fuck with him, you fuck with me. and they're lying on my name not once but 4 times. And this person really represented what I think a lot of people feel about me in not just that circle, but like in that system where it's like, none of us fuck with you. We don't fuck with your music. And I kept saying, I felt like the boy who cried wolf, but I was being honest, like, yo, there's a wolf.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, there's no wolf there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about the word unleashed, when that guy, the most recent time, finally said what he felt about me to a group of people, and like the way I found out, the text that I saw, not just by him, but by everyone involved, I said, I don't feel hurt. I feel free.
Yeah.
I just hate that this was what freed me to speak my mind. Now I don't have a filter.
Yeah.
The same way when I met you in high school, I didn't have a fucking filter.
Yeah.
The only difference is back then it wasn't honest. Now I'm honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Second track, No Hard Feelings. Which is funny because there's only one line where I say no hard feelings, I get it.
Now
right?
It's towards the end too.
100%. What for you, the phrase no hard feelings, what sticks out to you about that phrase?
The phrase no hard feelings is like, understand that other people that you might love or people you call your brother, sister, whatever, family have things that are going on with them in their life. People have to focus on sometimes themselves. So it's no hard feelings. I mean, I got a lot of brothers that I haven't spoke to in a minute. They know who they are, and it's still love no matter what. I love them the same as I did from day one. They can reach out anytime. And we just, as we get older, we have our own stuff that we got to do. We got our own mission that we're on. So
it's not personal.
Yeah, it's not personal. It's no hard feelings. People can't focus on your life when they got their own stuff going on.
Right. And that's what it means to me. Is like, it's a mantra now.
Yeah.
Like the same way everything in my favor. To me, that was the way I matched you saying everything works for me in my favor. Because before we even decided that as the title of the tape, you said that you write everything works for me in my favor.
That's when we did Legacy.
Right. Because we're like, bro, like we have to have like we have to have you talk on this.
Yeah.
And you said everything works for me in my favor. It's DerDer Laflare. And I was like, man, like how do you come up with this?
Yeah.
So for me, no hard feelings is the mantra that I've had to, because I'm a sensitive guy, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
Yeah.
And I had to learn emotional intelligence in order to survive. Like, it's like, bro, like, I don't know if I ever told you the story. I almost got jumped. Well, first of all, I got jumped in 5th grade, but then I almost got jumped again in 11th grade in high school.
Yeah.
Because my birth name sounds a lot like the guy that they were actually trying to get.
Yeah.
And that guy like hit his girl or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Right. So that wasn't the only time. I also almost got poked up at a park in high school.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of times where I almost got like hit.
Yeah.
By not one person, because that's different.
Yeah.
I almost got jumped by a lot of people, hit by a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I had to be the kind of person to read the energy in the room. And I took that made me take everything personal.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And that's why I had to switch to no hard feelings. And in the song I say, put some money on and run a check.
Mm-hmm.
Broke boys never want to bet. No hard feelings, I get it. I do. Low IQ.
Yeah.
And I don't mean low IQ like you're stupid. I mean low IQ like you're not putting any brain power into the way that you're treating me.
Yeah.
It's not, like I said, it's not personal.
I think emotional intelligence is like the best thing that a human can have, and a lot don't. I didn't have it for a minute growing up, even with past relationships and stuff like that. I wasn't as emotionally intelligent or, understanding of certain emotions. I'm decently emotional myself. But like you said, you gotta not take these things personal and kind of just understand the energy of the situation you're in and, what perception of myself or what did I do to be in this situation,
right?
To where they think this is okay, or what am I doing hanging out at this park, or what am I doing over here? It's kind of just, understanding that. And then realizing that the world that you were in was you're operating and navigating probably in a world of a lower frequency than where you're supposed to be at. You know
That's
what
real,
I mean?
man.
Because you attract, people attract certain things that they are. Whatever you are, you kind of attract. Not saying,
No,
in
I did.
no bad way like that, but robbers get robbed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the old saying, like you kind of whatever realm you operate in, that's the world that people are going to see you in, and so
Yeah.
that's what certain things like that happen. But obviously, wrong place, wrong time is always coincidences is always there too. So
Man, but no, that attraction thing is so real, bro. It's funny because by the time this comes out, the episode will already be released. But I spoke about I find myself in negative situations, right? Because I do find myself getting close to people.
yeah,
And getting really excited. I'm like, man, we can do this, we can do that. And then later finding out they're a fucking snake.
yeah,
And I'm not saying that from like me giving an opinion.
yeah,
I'm saying that because like these people have tried to stop people from coming onto my interview platform. They try to stop me from performing at shows, try to stop me from collaborating with certain people.
yeah,
And I hear it all from behind the scenes. I'm like, bro, like why? So I take it personal. It's hard not to take it personal.
yeah.
When it's like, okay, it's not that this person's doing it to everybody. They're literally just doing it to me.
I would say they want whoever it is. Obviously, I kind of stay out of stuff like that.
No, I'm not trying. Yeah,
Whoever it is, like or whatever the situation is, I would just say try your hardest to not take it personal. Even when you do, don't show it.
right.
Whenever somebody's trying to sabotage you and it doesn't work, they're just going to go harder and harder to sabotage you.
Right.
All at the same time, sabotaging themselves, trying to sabotage somebody else.
That's facts.
It's going to get to a certain point where you just are ignoring it and just doing what you do and say, who cares? Like, whatever. Like, let people try and sabotage you. Don't even react. Like, never react. Just keep moving. There's nothing to you. You know what I mean? Like, they physically can't do anything to you. It's all words, and if people want to follow other people's words, let them. It wasn't meant to happen. You know what I mean? Like, they'll sabotage themselves trying to sabotage you. If you have hate for somebody like that to the point to where, like, you're making it an agenda to literally waste your time out of your day that you could be doing anything else to hate on another man, that's just... All
you said it in the music. It's hating on another man.
Hating on another man, that shit make me cringe. Like, it's true. Like, I never got it for the people that just wake up and just hate, go to sleep hating. It's like, bro, like...
Go to sleep hating is crazy.
All you have to do is
That's
just...
a nighttime story.
Ignore it.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. Block it, move on.
Don't like the post, bro.
Don't like it, block the page, move on.
Don't even follow the person.
And then to not build up the emotion of hate in you, don't talk about it. And the emotion will never come.
Yeah.
But you want to rally other people around your hate so you don't feel like you're just being a hater. So you're going to try and rally other people.
It's validation.
Yeah, so you need a rally. Now you got to bring other people to your message of why this person's not worthy or why they suck, whatever the case is. Somebody in that group is going to be like, this dude's a hater. A lot of people are going to follow or whatever. It just wasn't meant to be.
Exactly.
Shrug it off and move on.
It's funny, and I said this to somebody else before. My vocal inflection does not help. I feel like because I talk at this octave, that I come across like I care about it a lot more than I actually do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't lose sleep over none of this shit, bro. I can count recently. I can't talk about it on camera, but I lost somebody in my life. That was the only time. Like they died. They passed away. That was the only time I lost sleep. Only time I lost sleep over something. If it's not death, bro, I'm not losing sleep over it. Like any of it. I'm gonna talk about it because that's the kind of person I am. But it don't bother me. I think, you know what I think? I think Thank God, which is track number 3 on our project. Thank God. It's a very ironic track, but it's not an ironic saying for me.
Yeah.
When you think of the phrase, thank God, what are you thankful for in your life?
I am blessed beyond belief to have health, love, and family, and friends. I'm thankful for just my support system, to be honest with you. I got so many like brothers in my life, so many people that reach out so many people that showed me genuine love that I've known for years. Some of my brothers I've known for 20 years plus, 15 plus years, 10 plus year friendships that I still have to this day. You know, we might not talk every day. Some of them I talk to them every day to this day. I'm thankful for that. I'm beyond blessed to be able to go to college, get a degree, play basketball in college, be able to live in different places. You know, I'm thankful to be healthy, be able to walk, run, talk to my mom. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just thankful for all the little stuff like that. I love, you know, living where I live. You know, I get to look at the ocean every single day. It's a blessing. Like, I'm thankful to be born, bro. Like,
right.
You know, not even to get like super all positive and all of that, but I mean, there's like, you got to be thankful of the basic stuff that we have. There, like, I always think about to make it into like to make it as a human, you have to be one of millions of cells or whatever in a woman's body, and then when you come out, you've already beaten those odds. Now you can't choose your color, where you're born. You could be born, you could come out. You've beat odds of 1 in a million. Now you come out and you're born somewhere in a tough situation. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with that. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful for that. And then just, you know, different stuff in life, you know, that happens after that, whatever the case is. Like, I think when you just look at the odds that all of us have beat as humans, you should just be thankful for that. That's a very long-winded answer, but
I
there's so much to be thankful for.
I don't even know what else I could fucking cover after you. That's like, everything you said is real. Everything you said is real. The only thing I can add to that is, I guess, like, I don't want to say changing the color, because I can list everything I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
But I would say, in this world today, what I want to talk about in terms of thank God, like, it's hard to be thankful when you live your life in the phone. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
We live in that fucking device, bro, and we compare. Even if you are watching this right now, like, I don't compare. I'm good. I promise you, your subconscious is comparing itself.
Yeah.
And it's trying to reach for its dopamine through your phone. I'm not even talking about social media, bro. Like, we used to, if I was hungry and I miss my homie, I'm gonna hit him up like, yo, you trying to grab something to eat in downtown?
Yeah.
And we go meet.
You'll meet, sit there. Yeah, you're right.
Food,
yeah,
bro.
Eat food and hang out. Hell yeah.
Now, if I'm hungry, I ain't gotta leave my house, bro. I just DoorDash. So I essentially, what the phone has taught us is, not only do I not need to work for anything, but everything can come to me. It's very hard to be thankful. Going back to that hangover example from earlier.
Yeah.
It's so hard to be thankful in a world where everything is just given to you, bro.
Yeah.
You guys got to go out there and fucking earn it, man. If I've learned anything in my life, the things I'm most grateful for are the things that I've earned. Right?
Yeah.
I am grateful for my family, but I'm more grateful for the times that we've earned together. We earned our Thanksgiving. We earned our Christmas, bro. Someone bought those gifts with their hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Someone made that food because they spent hours last night and this morning to cook it for us.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm grateful and thankful for the things that we work for. And don't get me wrong, I like being a lazy piece of shit every now and then.
Of course.
But not forever.
Back on track, though, you know, the last 3 songs, I guess the next one would be Loyalty to Dissect on the tape. And that was kind of one that you had the chorus for, like the hook, obviously. Like, that was one that you had, like, kind of ready, and I just pretty much featured on it at that point, just jumped on.
Right.
You know, you already kind of had that premeditated in the lyrics behind it. So what is that, you know, I guess loyalty,
mean to me?
Yeah, mean to you. How does that resonate with you to make that the title and how he leaned into it on the song?
The same thing we were talking about earlier where, like, where pain kind of, like, frees you. I wrote Loyalty in a time of my life where I was working on a project called Birthday Boy Volume 30. Yeah. And it just didn't fit. But I wrote to the beat and I was like, man, what am I feeling right now? And what it came down to was, I feel like in today's landscape, whether we're talking about business, I feel like what's missing is integrity.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in an area where if you weren't loyal, you didn't survive. I'm not talking about myself because those people kept me from that life. But the way they were raised is, look, your friends are your friends, your homies are your homies. Like, where you're from is where you're from. You stick together.
Yeah.
Not because it's the cool thing to do, not because it's like moral high ground. If you don't do that, you die. Right?
Yeah.
So those are the people who like I grew up around. And what I saw was, if one of them are not in the room and someone tries to like speak ill of or whatever, they hold it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if one of them, forget about the talk or the drama, if one of them are struggling, like with like money or whatever, like, they hold it down together. That's loyalty.
Yeah.
That's all I know, bro. Like, I cheated on one girl and it was in high school. It was the stupidest decision I ever made. I regret it to this day. That's the only time I ever cheated. I've never like flirted when I shouldn't have. I'm not that kind of person. I'm the most loyal fucking person. I'm saying this to everybody right now, right? I'm not looking all that great because I just shaved. I look kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie to you, but there is not a chance in hell that anybody, not no IG thought, not no fucking OnlyFans chick, nobody is gonna get me out of my relationship, right?
Yeah.
There's not a chance in hell that if I fuck with you, like I fuck with you, right? There's not a chance that someone can come to me and say nothing about you and I don't hold it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have shown me loyalty, I'm going to show you loyalty. And if you haven't, then I'm not going to be disloyal, but you're not going to hear me like vouch for you. So loyalty, to answer your question, it's a long-winded ass answer. I felt very passionate that it kind of feels like I'm the only one, like, at the time I was writing it, it felt like I was the only person who's moving with that kind of like purpose in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But what do you like? What do you think? Like, what is loyalty for you? Not just the song, but the concept.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the most important thing to have as a human on this earth is, you know, somebody that's loyal to you. And, you know, just to me, it's more of just, you know, when people are speaking good in a room and you're not there, you know, just to expand past that, it's just having somebody in your corner. You know, people aren't always going to be able to be there physically, but, you know, I have people I can call on at any time if I'm feeling down, whatever the case is, and we could talk for hours.
Right.
You know, you want to stay loyal to the people that treated you well, that were loyal to you. It's extremely important. That's how you create bonds, like lifelong bonds with certain people, whether it's a relationship, whether you are, whatever the case is, whether it's with your friends, parents, whatever the case is, if you ain't got loyalty, I mean, you got nothing.
What else do you have, bro?
That's kind of like a baseline type of like, you know, entry level thing to have as a human, you know.
I feel like that's just default. You know what I'm saying?
You know what
like,
I mean? Is you got to be loyal to something. You know, you got to be loyal to the soil, bro, to the people that were there for you, to whoever it is in your life, people around you that have genuinely been there for you, that have genuinely showed you love, gone out their way to do things out of love. Those are the ones that are loyal to you. You have to be loyal to them.
Right. And it's funny, man, because we almost had a song on the tape called, it was called Disrespect, right?
Oh,
but
yeah.
there was like one point where we were like kind of toying with the idea of like making it a different kind of song.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we should just call it Respect. We have loyalty now. Let's talk about respect, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what that song means to me.
Yeah. What about the next one on there? We got
Ride.
Yeah, Ride With Me.
Mm-hmm.
Ride With Me. That was that was a different one for sure.
Hell, the first one we got you on the hook.
Yeah, that was the first hook.
Wait, the only one. The only one we got you
and
on
I'm not gonna lie. At first, Ride With Me took me a minute to like, because I didn't like hearing my voice on the hooks. I never do hooks. But what did Ride With Me mean to you,
bro? I was working on this project because I'm a method writer. So what that means is like I still write about my life, but I put myself in the time period of whatever I'm trying to write about.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is like, if I'm trying to write from the college perspective, I don't drink anymore, right? But for my check out my Did I Go Dumb Again documentary. I literally locked myself in a hotel room and I was like staying up late to like kind of mimic the whole party lifestyle. I was in Reno, I was in Vegas, and I wrote the whole album like that.
Yeah.
So for that song, Ride With Me, I was trying to tell the story of me in high school. Specifically, what I was trying to talk about with Ride With Me was a situation where somebody wanted to jump me at a party.
Yeah.
And I was with my big homie, and two of my big homies actually, and they were like, hey, fuck it, like, we ride, like, we go. And I was like, man, like, the last time we were at school, like, they brought 20 of them out, and I mean, I stood my ground, but at the end of the day, I would have lost.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, that's because you ain't have you didn't have us there. And I just laughed because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, bro, what are you going to do against 20 people?
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's just 3 of us in this car. To him, it wasn't about that. For him, it was about, because my dad used to let me borrow his Honda Accord.
Yep.
It had 2 12s in the back, right? That's why, you know, it says non-dubs in the back, right? Like, he said, we're going to pull up, we're going to play Ass by Big Sean with the bass fucking slapping, and everyone's going to know we're there. We're not going to hide. We're going to show we're not afraid.
Yeah.
And so Ride With Me is about fearlessness. And I don't mean in the way I said earlier of I have nothing to lose kind of fearless. I mean, like, you are who you are, and you are who you're with. That's why loyalty comes before it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Ride With Me is really about embodying the spirit of whoever's in my car, like, you're with me.
Yeah.
And I'm not leaving your side. It's like this the next step to loyalty.
Yeah.
But what does it mean to you?
Man, that
I bet you I didn't tell you all that. So
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I paused really quick to just dissect all of that, because I didn't know, like, that's what the I knew the direction, obviously, with the whole tape and everything. I knew with the loyalty, legacy, and all of that. But Ride With Me, I didn't know that there was like a actual, like, deeper meaning with that. So that's a cool story to kind of attach to the song now when I listen to it.
Right.
But no, I agree. Like, for me, it's Ride With Me. I was thinking it in perspective of just like, you know, because I said in the beginning, pick her up in the winter, drop her off in the summer. I gotta move smart. Gotta always make him wonder. Yeah. So it's mainly just, that song was just me. Whoever's riding with me, I'm dropping off. Who's not, type of thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of flowing with the words from there. But no, I liked that. That ties a lot more to it now that I know that. I'm gonna start when I listen to it again. I'm like, have that in my head.
Yeah,
like,
it's funny, bro. I actually rewrote my verse. I had a whole song written to it.
Yeah,
and I rewrote it because I'm like, one, I don't want to make it too personal to where the audience can't listen to it, but I did keep a large part of it in there.
Yeah.
Where I said, we've been smoking in the whip. I need some visibility.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I used to tell the homies all the time, like, bro, like, you want to hotbox while we're stationed, that's cool, but like, I gotta see, right? And also, if you remember, bro, it wasn't legal to smoke back then. They treated
definitely
that shit.
Wasn't.
Huh?
I said, no, definitely wasn't.
No, I mean, they still treat it like drunk driving. But at the very least, it wasn't like, yo, all you're going to jail for possession of marijuana type shit. So they used to get on me, and they still do to this day, about being like a grandpa driver, right? They're like, bro, you drive hella slow. And that's why the next line I say, I'm a real safe driver. I ain't whipping it fast. We living on the streets, what you see on the dash. Yeah, we all got to die at some point in this life, but I'll be damned if a motherfucker dying.
Look, with that,
yeah,
it's not to get off topic a little bit, but stop driving fast, bro. Like, y'all are like, bro, like, grow up. You know what I mean? Like, people be in parking lots driving 50 miles an hour. You hit a kid, you're done. Like, bro, grow up, drive normal. Like, it's not worth it no more. We all getting older. Leave that in the high school days. Like, people need to grow up with the driving thing. You know what I mean? Like, swerving in and out of traffic, thinking you're gonna get somewhere faster.
Like I've tried every theory
in the book, going fast, trying to get somewhere, you're literally getting there maybe a minute faster than if you just drove normal and stayed in your lane or whatever.
Bruh.
But we're so antsy to get there. But you are going to be, you know, and hopefully, knock on wood, nothing happens. So you might drive fast. But, man, like, think about just the consequences that could come with it. And it's not even just getting pulled over. That's whatever. But
that's light.
The real consequence I think about is, like,
death.
Exactly.
Bro, you could kill somebody.
Hitting somebody or not paying attention, hitting
You could die.
kid.
The people in your car could die.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so not to get fully on that topic.
No, bro. No, but like, it's funny you say that.
People risk so much just to get somewhere 1 minute faster. Like,
fun fact,
on, man.
I'm actually a defensive driving coordinator, not as my job.
That's hella funny.
I got a certification.
What?
I know, hella crazy. I can teach it to people, and as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it lowers insurance. Hit me up, August WLT. Nah, I really am though a defensive driving instructor.
Yeah,
though, for real. But no, it's funny you say that because in high school, where I was writing this, writing the album from, people, their parents would say, "Who's driving?" And I don't know if you remember back then, they used to call me Mark. They say if Mark's not driving, you're not going. I swear to God, they say that, bro.
Yeah.
People's parents, because I knew my dad lost a friend to a motorcycle accident. He had another friend get completely paralyzed from a motorcycle accident. Obviously, these are motorcycles; they're not cars. But the concept is like, just because you're young doesn't mean you're invincible.
Yeah.
And I knew that. I knew this could kill me and other people. It's a privilege to have this thing. So I'm going to treat it like it's a privilege. It's like if someone said, "Hey, I know you don't have a phone, so here you go." And I just fucking start throwing it on the floor. Say, bro, like, appreciate the shit that somebody just gave you, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I feel about Ride With Me. I'm glad I got to tell you that story. I don't know why I never told you that before.
I know. Yeah. No, it makes it more like, yeah, I like Ride With Me a lot. That song grew on me for sure. I thought your verse was a lot better than mine. I think I needed more like energy on that one. But I think the lyrics were there. You know what I mean? That's the one song on the tape that had to grow on me a little bit. Because I remember I tried to re-record my verse multiple times, and you and Kyle or Jordan Kyle were like, "Nah,
bro, like this shit was good."
Like,
bro.
I remember, like, I was trying. Let me just try this, try that. I remember Jordan Kyle, it was engineering, was like, "Nah, this is good." Y'all like, "No, it's good."
You, I feel like because you got on the hook. Because remember, it was just me on the hook at first.
Yeah,
and I was like, bro, like this 212 sitting on dubs in the back, like I was hella self-awareness is key. I was like, I am not smooth enough for this shit.
Yeah.
For this one part right here. So we got you to say it, and I feel like that set your vibe for the rest of the, like, bro, like, I don't know if this verse is it. I'm like, dude, you killed this shit. You smoked this shit. You know? I compared that and Loyalty's verse a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because in Loyalty, you said, I'm 6'2", but next to the money, I'm not tall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, Ride With Me, you got those punchy lines as well, bro. Like, you're good. You're good with that.
I love like little comparison type bars like that. I don't know. That's like something I would like say in real life. Like, I kind of just, I don't know. I just think of it. Like, not really think of it. That's just a line that just comes to my head naturally. I'm not, I'm not tall next to the money. You know what I mean? Just a figurative thing, not a literal thing.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I swear to God, I'm not saying this because you're here. I told the homies this before. Rapping wise, you smoked me on the tape, bro. I promise you did.
You ain't gotta say it.
No. Hear me out though. Hear me out. Think about it right now. There are only 2 songs on the entire tape where I'm like, rapping. That's the intro, Unleashed, and then Legacy.
Yeah.
Only 2 songs where I like rap. Everything else, No Hard Feelings, melodic. Thank God, melodic. Loyalty, melodic. Right?
Yeah.
Ride With Me, melodic. Like, so 4 out of 6 songs, I'm like, of course I'm not singing.
Yeah.
But it's melodic rapping. You went on there every single track and you barred the fuck up. So that's why I'm saying, like, music is subjective. You like what you like.
True.
But you went on there and you out-rapped me. I promise you.
I think that I think one thing that I've been trying to like learn, and I gave you your kudos on it multiple times, is how you can change your flow like multiple times in one verse. Where like you go back down, and it's like you make it like flow with the beat and everything, to where I kind of sometimes run into a rhyming pattern situation. But then I also think this is how I want to rap, so I'm not gonna try and change it or try and change up this style. Of course, just because another style might be more popular, I sound better, or whatever. And, you know, I like rhyming to the same pattern and just saying what I got to say and going from there, just making it natural. But you have like a talent with that.
I appreciate
like being able to get high, low, and just the way your cadence changes multiple times on each verse that you've done. Like, but it still stays in, you know, stays on beat. Everything still flows.
Thank you. I'm about to nerd out for a second, okay? We did the same thing, but different ways. And for anybody out there who makes music, this is my suggestion. Everyone makes music differently.
Yeah.
Our job, the way I have my opinion, our job as MCs is to entertain the further you go along. Okay? So every line has to exceed the last line, right? Yeah. The punchline doesn't go at the beginning. And if you put it at the beginning, the next line's got to hit even harder.
Hell yeah.
Right? But really, it's just, am I more entertained the further this gets? Some people do that with melody. Some people do that with bars. Some people do that with tone. Like, it just depends on what you're doing, right? So what you just described with like the way I switch my flow, you did that with like your bar. Like I'm telling you, bro, like you get a song like Legacy, which we're about to talk about next. You say, I'm gonna need it now. Shit, I'm running out of time. Fuck a 5-hour drive. Took a 30-minute flight. So put it this way: you started with a line that most people would say, "Yeah, you know, I need it right now. I'm running out of time." Yeah. And then out of nowhere, man, fuck a 5-hour flight. Fuck a 5-hour drive. Took a 30-minute flight. Like you kept going. You kept building on that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I didn't even never really thought about it like that.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is like, it's almost, I don't want to say inflation, but like your $100. No, put it this way. If someone asks you the question, what weighs more, a ton of bricks or a ton of feathers?
Right.
Bro, it's a ton each.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people are going to be like, oh, the bricks, of course. Like, no, think about what I said.
Yeah.
A ton of this or a ton of that. Now, the feathers might have more, but bro, it's still a ton.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we went off on a tangent there. I mean,
no, hey, it was
I appreciate it though.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good way to think about it. I don't even know how I even built on that. I do legacy. That flight line, I just take flights, bro. I don't like driving because, you know, I go to San Diego a lot. I'm in Portland a lot. You be moving,
bro.
I'm just, you know, close, LA, wherever. Like, I like to go places that are close, Vegas, wherever.
The day the tape dropped, this man went to Vegas.
I was in Vegas the day the tape dropped. I was. And then I was in Portland a couple weeks before that. And then Bahamas a couple weeks before that. And in Portland a couple weeks before that. And yeah.
Moving.
So I'm bunkering down right now and staying home base for a minute. But yeah, I just like to fly. I don't like. It's too much time to drive. Waste to, you know what I mean?
That's like, to LA, right? You're referring to going to LA?
LA, Dago.
Okay.
Wherever. I gotta fly.
No,
Vegas.
I'm talking about specifically.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fuck a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, take a 30-minute. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
of course.
got it.
Yep.
I was like, where's he going? That's 5 hours.
I start mapping down your head.
I was like, it's got to be LA. There's no way he's going north.
Yeah, if I'm going north, I'm going to, I'd be in Oregon. 5 hours north. Yeah, you probably passed, what's the Eureka?
Eureka, Redding?
You probably passed that because that's only a few hours.
That's
2
real.
to 3 hours, I think.
That's real.
But the last one on the tape,
Legacy.
The one that we did first out of all the songs that we kind of held on to.
That's right.
For a minute.
We did that first.
Didn't have a plan for it for a while, but like everybody that listened to the song had some emotion towards it, which was like same with me when I heard it and we went to the studio and you played it. I almost didn't want to hop on it because I thought I would kind of ruin the whole vibe of the song. Because you had a whole song done and then scrapped half of it so I could hop on. I do remember that. But what does Legacy, to end the tape with that song mean to you?
Man, first of all, Legacy as a entity, it's all we got. We don't leave any of this behind. At a certain point in life, all this will end up hopefully passed down.
Yeah.
But at some point, they might break beyond repair. So they end up like in the trash, right? Far after I'm gone. We don't pass down things, right? We pass down the way we make people feel.
Right.
We pass down the impact that we have on people. Like when you said that witch thing to me, it was like, bro, like people hate what's different, like to the point where they used to call people witches and burn them.
Yeah.
You left an impact on me. That's legacy, bro. That impacted the way I talk to people,
Yeah.
So when you, not just you, but a lot of your homies, my homies too, like shout out Jeremy, Lil Dad, like,
hell yeah.
When he says the line and you say the line and someone that y'all don't know say the line, I am the last of my last name.
Bro.
Yeah. Like, to me, I was just stating a fact.
Yeah.
And when y'all say like, bro, that hit me, it's like, you're in control of your legacy. And this is the point I'm getting to. You're in control of your actions per se, but your legacy, you don't even get to read that book.
Right.
That's not a book you get. You're dead.
Right.
By the time that book even gets published. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when y'all said that, it reminded me a lot of, man, I could be thinking I'm being impactful with this song, and this is the one that ends up blowing up.
Yeah.
Or I could be thinking, man, I said something very impactful, and I actually said something very hurtful.
Yeah.
So it's just about being to me, legacy is about being present, but focusing on, okay, is this gonna matter 5, 10, 15 years from now?
Yeah.
Feel me? Like,
right.
But as a song, we made it at, shout out Jordan Kyle and 30 Wonder for putting together an artist camp. There was a guy named Markel that he had just played the guitar. That's the guitar that you hear in the song.
Shout out Markel. I didn't know that at first that was like actual guitar. I don't know, where the noise came from. When you told me, I was like, bro, that's tough. So I don't even know who Markel is, but shout out Markel, bro. You savior. Like that guitar, that note you did on that song, like elevated it to a whole other level. Bro,
and so when I heard it, it's funny, the hook is actually, it started as my verse.
Yeah.
It was like the first thing that came to my mind, and as an MC, you guys know this, the first thing that you say can dictate the rest of a song. I said, I've been trying to be the best I could ever be. Old friends talking shit, but they dead to me, which was very relevant at that time in my life. So that is really what stuck, is that concept. And I said, I got to keep building on this. But that was November 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
When we did that song.
Yeah.
November, yeah.
It was crazy, bro. So yeah, shout out Jordan Kyle, 30 Wonder for putting together the artist camp. Shout out Markel for the guitar. But what about you? Like, what does legacy mean to you?
I will never forget walking in to the studio and you had it already played. Like, you were playing it. And I came to the session just to sit there, to kick it, because you were there. Zay was there.
Shout out Zay.
Yeah, shout out Zay. But I literally was just, I didn't have nothing going on that night. I think it was a Friday or Saturday night, whatever. I hit up Kyle. Sometimes I'll pull up to his studio and just kick it while other people are in a session, whatever. And you had the song playing, and I was sitting there like, this damn near might be the best song he's ever made. Like, I was literally how I was thinking about it the whole song through and throughout. Like, I felt the emotion. And then I am the last of my last name. The way you said it with the conviction, and like when I heard you say that, it's like I blanked out for a second. I remember sitting on the couch in the studio and thinking like, what? And then I sat there and was thinking about that line. Even if you didn't think the line hit like that, if other people don't think it hit like that, it did for me. And then like I could just feel your emotion in it. Like your tone was different than normal. It just wasn't like things were different than how you normally rap. And the beat you rap on, the beat was slower, like more melodic type of beat with the guitar in it, and the things you were saying, like I felt all of that. And
I appreciate that.
You know, legacy wise, you know, trying to reach a height that my family is yet to see. It's just being selfless with yourself and understanding that there's going to be people after you on this earth that are your family, that are your son, daughter, whoever, grandkids, whatever, great grandkids you will never see but are going to be here and you might be talked about. I think it's very important as human beings, and something that I talk to my mom about a lot that we might have lost sight of is the art of leaving a legacy.
Absolutely.
I think it's very important to, you know, not leave this earth without finding true love. I think that's extremely important as a human being. And that's, I don't know why, but media and everything is kind of making that seem weird or not a normal thing anymore. But when it's all said and done and you're 70, 80, 90 years old and alone, you're going to think about certain things on what you should have done. And that legacy you leave behind could be a seed, whether you're your own kid. That's not something you want to do. It's just your actions that you leave behind and your perception and, you know, what people see of you and what you've done for others. I think a lot of times when we're super young, you know, we don't think about things like that. But as you get older, you start to think about that. So the legacy, man, like that song, I love that song, bro. Like I love Legacy. Like that song, regardless of, and it's not my verse that I like on it. I like your verse. I like, you know, the contrast on it, but like I listened to the song for the first minute and a half of it just to hear, like, you know what I mean?
I appreciate
like
that. Thank you.
And just hearing the conviction, like I said, in your voice and just leaving a legacy. So for me, like I want to leave this earth finding true love. I want to leave this earth, you know, being able to supply people after me, my kids, if I have kids or whatever. I don't have any now, but, you know, whatever seed I leave here, I want them to have a start that's better than a start that I had, just like I had a better start than my parents had.
100%.
You know, like you said, the materialistic stuff you can't bring with you.
You can't.
We all chase the materialistic stuff. We all chase the money and the clothes, the woman, you know, all the distractions.
But it changes over time, bro.
At the end of the day, time is the most important asset anybody has on this earth. I said it in
the content.
You can never, that's the one thing we don't know how much we have. And it's the one thing we lose by the second. We don't lose money by the second. We can gain money, whatever, materialistic stuff, but time is the most important thing. So, you know, it's easier said than done, but understanding that this isn't forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? The length that we're on this earth for compared to the age of the earth, the universe, whatever, is not even like a second out of like a year. You know what I mean? Putting it to scale. So I think it's very important for humans to leave a positive note on this earth.
100%.
Set something up to where you're leaving a legacy.
Dude, I love everything you said. The last thing I want to add to this is like, because you were talking a lot about like immediate family and then like hopefully your future children, hopefully my future children, right?
Yeah.
I also do it think about this. This is high thoughts. I'm not even high. Everything that's ever happened in human history, all the plagues, all the war, slavery, all the fucking terrible things that could have happened. And you and I are alive, sitting right here talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I owe it to everybody who lived through everything.
Yeah.
When 16 used to be the midlife crisis age, right?
Yeah.
Our families were able to get to this moment right here. And I have a duty when I say I am the last of my last name, what I mean is, does the bloodline die with me?
Yep.
I can't, bro, this shit's serious. My grandpa looked me in the face at my wedding and he said, don't let my family die.
Yeah.
Now he kind of laughed.
Of course, but you knew what he meant.
I know it's time to work.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm working on it, Grandpa.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's yeah.
We owe it to our ancestors is what I'm saying.
Very important. Very important. People sacrificed a lot for us to be here. Parents sacrificed a lot. Your friends have helped you out. A lot of sacrifices were made for us to be here. It's important to be selfless in that manner. And, you know, it's, like I said, easier said than done. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? Nobody is. But keeping that in mind, as you get older, you start to prioritize certain things and understand what you want out of your life and, you know, what you don't want, what you want to be around, type of legacy you do want to leave.
Facts.
Whether it's just a legacy of being a guy that, I don't know, it could be anything. There's not really a right or wrong picture to it, but it's very beneficial too. We got to sacrifice like the people before us did and make sure we're setting up our future family members for success like they did for us to be here in this time, because we could have been born 100 years earlier, 200 years earlier. We definitely would be sitting
400 years
here.
later, bro. Like
400 years later. Like, this is the time that we have.
It's our time, yeah.
It is. And I think I just, you know, one thing I do see a trend of is people losing focus of just finding somebody or people. It doesn't have to be a significant other. Just getting close with friends, whoever, and just having people in your corner. You know what I mean? It's
going back to that 8 billion people thing we were talking about earlier, bro.
Like, you can't do this alone. A lot of people try to, and you're just going to self-destruct. You try to do it alone, you put people off, you're going to self-destruct on the people that care about you, and you push them farther and farther and farther away. Next thing you know, you're alone. We're not going to look like this forever. Our looks are going to change. Your looks are going to change. I'm not going to be able to dunk a basketball forever. You know what I mean? Random stuff.
I mean, I can't even do that now.
Like, you know, I don't know why I thought it said dunk a basketball. I just looked at my legs like, I'm going to talk. But, you know what I mean? Like,
I know what you're saying.
There's certain things that we might lose sight of because we're young. You know, we're young. So when you're young, you look good. You're full of life. You got all this going. It's easy to be very selfish. But you're not, actually. I think you're selfless in the way you want to be, and selfish with the things you want to be selfish with, but just in general.
I try, man. I try, you know. I don't like to big myself up. But when you said the song was done, Legacy, when you said the song was done and that you didn't want to hop on it, the kind of person I am, bro, I could be emotionally tied to something. Let's try it. Especially with music. Let's try it. If we don't fuck with it, we don't fuck with it. And if you had a terrible verse, I would have told you. I might not have told you right then and there.
Yeah.
I might not have said, hey, this is trash, get the fuck off the song. I might have said, hey, bro, let's try something different.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. You went in there and you introduced something that I think was very important. And that's, honestly, we didn't have a tape in mind until that song was completed.
Yeah.
Because I looked at that song and I said to myself, if you would have told me, if I would have went back in time and said, hey, you're going to make a tape with that guy right there, and you're going to make it engineered by a guy you've never met, and it's going to be off money that you've probably never would have thought you had in your life, or that you'd see in your life. Not that we spent a lot of money, but I didn't have a lot of money growing up. So, like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, when it comes down to legacy, it coincides with, I feel like everything in my favor is another way of saying legacy.
Yeah.
Everything works out the way it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I want to, first of all, before we end this, I want to say thank you, not just for collaborating with me on a project like this. I want to thank you for taking it seriously. I want to thank you for putting your all into putting yourself out there, right? Making content, making the music video for Legacy. The next step that you're going to take, like putting your own music out there, putting your own music videos out there, collaborating with other artists. You won an open mic contest the other day. Like, you using this as a step, because you were putting out music before this.
Yeah.
But
for sure
you using this almost like I don't want to say using it, but like a launch pad to your career, bro. I'm nobody. Humbly speaking, I'm not a big artist. I work hard. You work hard. The people who produce this, shout out Jordan and the other producing Black Surfer is his name. Everyone works hard, but you using this as an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to make more music and do that. That is really what this tape is about.
Yeah.
Legacy.
No, you're right. And I definitely, you know, I said it off camera, but I want to thank you as well. You got me out of my comfort zone a lot. I've been dropping music since 2023, and I just haven't been consistent. I'll drop a song, and then I just will post it maybe one time. I like my story. I won't even post it on like nothing else. Yeah, the song's out now. And organically, the stuff does decent on the streaming. You know, I'm not obviously have a big name or nothing like that, but I get a lot of love with the music I have dropped, and people just like, why aren't you putting yourself out there? Including close friends, relatives, the same thing. Like, you should put yourself out there, do a video, do this, do that. A lot of like so uncomfortable, like with the last tape and just the post and how you challenged me to post every day, and you know how we did the content, and you know, it was like nerve-wracking for me, I'm not gonna lie, because it's like another leap in life, and it's putting myself in another spectrum that a lot of people might have not known me to even do, to make music, you know what I mean? But I'm happy I'm here now. Like, I feel free, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could finally express myself the way I've always wanted to. This is always what I've wanted to do, you know what I mean? I like everything about it, and I didn't want to waste your time. That was also the other thing, you know, you're driving from where you're driving from all the way out to the Bay. It was not as long as the drive for me, you know, coming from work. I remember the day you just came back off of a trip, like straight from a trip, straight to the studio. Haven't even gone home yet. And like, I remember you saying that, and I was like, damn, like, I can't like waste your time. I can't waste Jordan Kyle's time. You guys are serious about your craft. And I knew that there was a level I had to get to match that, to where I'm not being detrimental towards it. And you guys challenged me a lot. So I appreciate that. And it's got me so like out of my comfort zone that I'm now very comfortable with being out of the comfort zone, to where I'm happy to where it's at now. I can't wait to drop more. I can't wait for people to listen to what I got. I think my unreleased music is harder than my released music, not counting the tape. Obviously, you know, before the tape, I got some unreleased songs that are like killing anything I've ever released, and just waiting for the right time to drop it and everything. But you know, you've like played a huge part for sure in getting me out of that comfort zone, because you are literally the guy that's like, so it seems like you're so comfortable being uncomfortable, like
so comfortable with being uncomfortable. You said, oh, okay.
You know what I mean? In a sense of like, you just don't care, like you just drop what you drop. You're yourself, you be yourself, and like the way you move and everything. And, you know, it takes a very confident person to move like that, because you make other people, you know, insecure about themselves on the way you move. And so I admired that, you know, the confidence you have and how you put yourself out there, and the will you have, and just like the time you put into it. Like, you put in a lot of time behind the scenes people don't see, and the genuine love you show, even having me here tonight, you know what I mean? Like, reaching out to me to do a tape, like, that meant a lot. You know what I mean? Anybody can reach out, and, you know, I'm always open to work with anybody, but, you know, this definitely got my mind to take it more serious, sacrifice more time, and just build on what I have now. So I'm extremely appreciative to be here and have done the tape, and I can't even wait to just keep dropping, bro. Like, it's,
of course, homie.
Yeah.
Never. I know I don't have to tell you, but for you and everybody listening, whether you make music or not, don't ever stop, right? Because you never, you don't want to, like Derek said earlier, like you said earlier, you don't want to be 60 looking back on your life and thinking, could I have made it? You'd rather be 60 and thinking, thank God I tried.
Yeah.
No matter what the result is.
Exactly. No matter what the results are, no matter what you think people will think, no matter any of that, just do it. Like, we don't have a lot of time here. And just take the leap of faith. And that's what I'm doing with the music. Like I said, I've taken a leap of faith in the other 90% of my life. I've taken so many chances and risks to get to where I'm at now outside of the music. So now it's time to take the leap of faith with the music.
Absolutely.
You know, and just stay uncomfortable till I get comfortable in it.
So speaking of music, let's end this off with what's coming next for you, right? So this is coming out on the 15th. So you're watching this on the 15th, literally next Friday.
Yeah.
What's coming out next for you?
The next song I got coming out, I already put it on distro, but it's called Temper. Shout out Vandal. Shout out Jeremy Lil Dad. It's a song that we did at the artist camp with Jordan Kyle, you know, and Gmo helped make the beat. That one's coming out December 5th on a Friday. I want to say at noon or something like that. But that's going to be the first drop that I have after the tape. I got a couple songs of Trayvon. I'll be out there. But then I have singles I've stacked up too. I just want to drop more consistently. So I'm trying to work on, you know, a song every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then work towards a tape.
I love that you said that because I'm going to use this as a platform to announce what I got coming next. I love that you said every 2 weeks. 1 week from today, my first single, not my first single, my single with Ace Boogie, shout out Ace Boogie, called How Bad. The music video comes out 2 weeks after that on December 5th as well. A song called Choose Love featuring Drew the Dragon comes out. And 2 weeks after that is my favorite song that I've ever made. It's something that I can hear in a stadium at football games. Ooh. It's a song called The Hero. That comes out 2 weeks after that. So what is that? That is the 19th of December.
Yep.
Yeah, 19th of December. And then hopefully, I have new music coming the very first weekend of the new year.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. But regardless, music lives forever. Everything in my favor is out now on all music streaming platforms.
All platforms.
Follow DerDer Laflare at DerDer Laflare.
DerDer Laflare.
And I'm August Wild, AUGUSTWLD. All platforms.
All platforms.
All right, thank you, homie.
Of course.